Zeta versus Metera. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage!
Here we are. Ready for me to break you?
Down.
Say, you want to do something else?
Player 2. Win. Battle 2. Engage!
Ready for me to break you? I've had better. You're quite fit yourself, girl. I bet you've seen your share of the battlefield. Anyways, the society wasn't... Ooh, any hug.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage!
Over here.
Down. Battle 2. Engage!
Over here.
Great!
Ready for me to break you?
Finish!
ありえない。I've had better. You're quite fit yourself, girl. I bet you've seen your share of the battlefield. Anyways, the society wasn't... Ooh, any hunks there? You've got to introduce me sometime.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another ZB Online. We are at number 9 this week. I'm joined here by Dogi Sandwich once again, getting ready for some Granblue fantasy versus action starting up here very shortly. How you doing this afternoon, Dogi?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing good. Got some good sleep last night. You know, got some coffee in me. You know, so I'm doing all right.
That's what's up.
For sure. But yeah, man, we got a decent amount of players today. I think we got about like 6, some returning faces, some new ones. But overall, it's definitely gonna be some good matches for y'all today for sure. So, just like always, y'all know that we are partnered with Match Arena for this event. So they are helping us out here. It is free to enter as always, and we have a Match Arena prize pool. So if you guys are around, pull up that command at the chat, ! Match Arena. Go to the link there, sign in with your favorite social media, use the code that you see on screen. You can add free 50 cents to the pot for both games if you wish. Or if you want, you can also click on some of those other sponsor push over there. It's just like retweeting something here and there, maybe filling out a survey or something. You can add more money to the pot, or if you're ever so gracious, you can always donate your own money out of pocket if you wish, but you don't have to. You don't have to at all. Using the code and just watching the stream is more than enough, and just sharing it around, man. So we should be getting started here in just a second. I'm actually going to be playing the first match, so I'm going to have to dip out pretty early, but I will be back afterwards.
Dun dun dun.
So I will be back, as we're going to have myself versus Glass Sword.
Well, best of luck to you.
Appreciate it.
And I can't imagine that taking too long to get set up as they were warming up here on the casual stations and everything before everything got kicked off. With that being said, it looks like we're already back at it. And just like Sonido said before he went on his wayward self, it's going to be Sonido himself playing Vegeta this time. Starting off ZoneBreakers 9 against Glass Sword, and a little bit of help going to Sonido here because, like I said, they were playing before they started this, and wasn't really looking too good for his Zeta going against Matera. So, gonna see what Vegeta can do now that they're playing "quote unquote" for real.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
First game, here we go. Glass Sword with a bit of a passive start. What you expect out of Matera. Fadeaway arrow, just to see how Sonido wants to approach Fort Matera. And nice assault to get under the super jump and get the corner eventually. Really good look for Glass Sword. Getting his slides stuff, but gets over to 2U. That's a pretty good look for him. Hefty confirm over in the corner in the reset. Blocking the overhead and the DP from Sonido to get out though. Not going out just yet. But even though he's pretty far behind, he's in a good position to bring this back. Has the Super Sabal loaded, just needs to find a hit, needs to get away. DP again, just to get a little bit more breathing room with his EX this time, so not going to be able to have that later on. Comes over the top of the JU into the EX Vorpal. This should be it, or it's going to be really close all the way down. Super Sabah, call out Bahamut, but doesn't get the full confirm. Empty jump low, denied by Glass Sword, and the long range arrow just to snipe what little attempts Naito had to try to bring us back.
For another go?
Players
And that was only the first round.
battle 2. Engage.
See what's up in battle 2. This time, Glass Sword keeping grounded, asserting dominance on the ground of the ring. Ooh, delayed buttons right there. Kind of roll, I believe. Looked like I saw Sonato trying to creep pin for something and got lit up quite literally. Stepping up, B Vorpal. Ooh, that was kind of a scary little situation there. Glass Sword had a little heads up. He could have got a punish on the B Vorpal there, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Very easy for me to say. Playing with the reactions, good roll. Sliding out of the corner, but wasn't ready for the 2U from Glass Sword. Stepping in with a couple of frame traps, looking to see if he can find any crack in Sonato's armor, but nothing there. Gets tossed to the corner. Couple of trades backing up before they try to gnaw into each other again. Slapped out of the air, but DP back to the ground. Pretty standard issue for Sonato at this point. Gets a big beefy counter hit, 5H from downtown. This is going to be another confirm into the super, and this one is going to take the second round. One apiece as we go in round 3.
3. Engage.
Different approaches for these two. More aggressive approaches in the beginning as Sonato taking the high road, Glass Sword taking the low road. See Glass Sword stepping up, taking the throw. And that was a beefy assault, but couldn't really get anything from it. Looking for a DP, nothing doing this. Sonato was switching up the defense with a jab. Eventually getting stuff started. He gets knocked down. Ran a little too far, ran into the 2A. Woo! Very early for you. Giving Sonato a break. Beating Glass Sword to the punch. Getting the offense started again. Catching the back dash. Wasn't really ready for it. Stepping up. Taking the B Vorpal. Going all the way down. Empty jump low. Got slapped. But a DP again. I think he's 4 for 4 with his DPs. ZX again looking for some kind of response. No super there, so that's the green light to go. Taking the ticks with the low. Too far for the 2C to really do anything. Sonato just waiting. Trying to see if Glass Sword's going to hang himself at the end of this first game. Arrow rain. First time it's come out, nothing doing. That's a lot of chip that needs to be done. Nice denial with the arrow, just to not take any chip. Keep hope alive for Glass Sword. Sonato feeling a little antsy. Stepping up and eventually getting the 5th DP of the set so far. Pretty sure he's been perfect. In fact, I know he's been perfect. I can't think of any big punishes that have come up yet. And that has really paved the way for him to get the first game.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I'm imagining Glass Sword feeling a little rattled after their warm-up games were completely going this way, but seeing a new reinvigorated Sonato with a new character is kind of throws some turbulence in his sails. But sticking with Matera in game 2. And his start has been pretty good for him. It's been a pretty offensive and a mobile start, but even getting knocked down, Glass Sword still in control. Flipping the back dash, can't really get too much from it, but keeping control for the most part. And still trying to press in, and he finally gets a block on the DP. No punish, though. But a block's better than nothing, because at least he's not on his back for it. Much to his dismay, it wasn't an EX DP, so Sonato still has that to keep the offense in check. Committed all the way down to the Rekka. Very brave of him. And a 1C? Once he sniped him out the air, but Glass Sword can't find the confirm just yet, so fading away, trying to hold on to the lead. Needs 2 chips to take this out, but Assault A just laying out over the fireball to take the first round of game 2.
Engage.
Needs a second one, though, because he did this in the last game. Didn't pan out for him. The shot right between the eyes to start things off in the second round. Good look. Again, just has a bead on when Sonato wants to throw the fireball down. Constantly going over the top like a high ball. This shit got hot. Go break out. Break out with a record. That's how we feel about it. Vorpal Blade. Second one getting snatched up, though. Making sure to wedge him in with the Assault H. Getting all the plus frames. Try to roll out. Can't go too far. Easy confirm. Down into the super, and this should be it. Solid second game for the Watcher.
Fun. I haven't had a a chance to cut lives like that in a
One
while.
apiece. Is Sonata going to run it
Have a
again?
bite to eat?
Believe in victory. Battle.
Feeling confident that he can indeed get ahead in the race. Let's stick to the Vegeta. The shot between the eyes again. Got caught mashing on the way up by aggressive 2A. Got caught rolling too. Just even though he's getting slapped on the wrist, this one's gonna hurt. First real meaningful hit. And got caught trying to move or just not blocking for whatever reason. Low this time. 7 letters. First time we've actually seen them for quite a long time in the ZoneBreakers online series, but their hair rearing their heads again over the main TO. Last Sword taking his first round, trying to see if he can get the second one again. Doing well to maneuver away from Sonata, just stay out of really dangerous ranges. Second DP off the mark, but still no answer to it. And you're starting to see some of the changes in Sonato's offense, desperation. First time he went for the universal overhead, couldn't find anything. DP again, though, to get to space. It's pretty amusing that that Sonata was stepping up into Glass Sword's face, looking for some kind of response off of Glass Sword's back, like literally trying to bait a DP that's not there because there's no super or anything. Giving Glass Sword a lot of leeway to get back into this game. Now playing a bit of the nooch, if you will. Trying to see if they can catch some whiff punishes with the long-range buttons. Matera clearly having superiority in that department as well to effectively have a gun in this sense. But still, getting caught asleep at the wheel, thrown to the back, but getting a punish on some misguided offense and another A confirm into super. That's going to be game 3 going over to Glass Sword.
Fun. I haven't had a chance to cut lives like that in a while. Want to grab a bite to eat? I really worked up an appetite.
We're going it again.
Battle 1.
Honestly, I had to take a second to look because couldn't remember if these were 3 out of 5, but this is everything we need to know out here. Glass Sword as the match game in his hand, trying to see if he can take 2 rounds and move on to the second round. It's been pretty convincing as of late. It's taken 5 straight rounds, I believe. He hasn't been stopped in a while. First time he's gotten EX Butterflies out, and that's when it counts. Only been tagged 1 small time that I don't even remember. You might as well just call that one another perfect round out of him. Trying to see if he can take it over Sonata. And if there was ever a sign of the desperation, step up DP. And even if he didn't want that, what was the other option though? Fireball? Like, you just see Sonata trying to bring out all the stops to corral this game. Not really working out too well. Trying to dash into Matera, not looking too good. But daring a button press and finding the mark with the DP. Again, a little off the mark with the jump in, but there's no super coming behind this one. Not just yet. Next one could be curtain for Sonata if he's not too careful. Stepping in, getting a knockdown, taking the throw as well. Putting Glass Sword in the super support range, but a fadeaway arrow, getting a little bit of space. DP just knocking back in the corner. With the confidence to jump out of the corner. Still flagged down. And the 1C. Still doesn't have the confirm for them. Step up throw. Not enough to even take the lead, but still bringing this close. The arrows, putting on a lot of pressure. Took the lead with that one. It just lets it rip. Have to believe that was a Hail Mary, but that was one that found the mark. Completion and a touchdown for Sonata, keeping himself in this game. Still needs 1 more round, though, and it's going to be hard for him to get out of this corner. Especially after losing roughly a third of his life already. Glass Sword hammering on the A button before he takes to the skies with the assault again. Ready for it. Still doesn't have it confirmed, but the counter hit is good enough to get the knockdown. DP for the space, though. And the roll round. This, I feel like, is the first time Sonata's been successful with a roll. When he needs it the most, going to the top side. Wasn't ready for Glass Sword to go to the skies again. Fade away. TK arrow. Gets the confirm to the super. And that is going to punch his ticket into the second round. What a way for us to start things off for the 9th ZoneBreakers Online. Pretty good game. With Glass Sword taking that 3-1, he's gonna scoot on and see how he fares against Jan a little on later down the road. But we're going to have to go to the other side of her first round because we still have one more match to give you. We're going to have Proteus coming back with either a Lancelot or a Zoe. And going to be squared off against a name that we haven't said for quite a few weeks in ZoneBreakers Online. One of the Texas squad, Reich, coming back. Assuming he's still playing Grand. Maybe he picked up Vegeta. We all know that he only plays like the pro tag power. Have to see what he's cooking with.
Right, there they both are. They are... Did they join the room now? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're both in the room now. Sick. Alright, so we're just going to wait for them to queue up over here on the station, and then we should be getting started.
Lancelot.
Alright, we are going to see the Lancelot come back up from Proteus. And we're going to see Gran as well. Right to the side. Still standing true to that pro tag power right there.
Yeah. Yeah, blame him.
Hoping to get into that plot armor.
He don't need it. Because unlike most pro tags, Gran's actually good. Gran's actually really good.
Gran is very good indeed.
Believe in victory. Battle.
Cannot deny that.
Engage.
We're going to be getting started here. Oh, very good slide there from Lancelot.
They're staying front side as well, trying to see if he can push right to the corner, but getting booted back to center screen. More over to the left side, if you will.
That was an interesting interaction right there. Right went for the DP and Lancelot slid under it.
Yeah, I get the feeling that's something that Reich is going to have to keep in his mind about Proteus, because he's already seen 4 2Us out of him at this point, and Reich, if you remember, is one that is very willing to check somebody with a DP after the fact. So he's got to be real careful about when he throws the DP and how far he goes down, or else he could find himself just leaving a lot on the table for Proteus. Not going to be leaving too much for him as he clocks him over the head with a universal overhead. Gets it confirmed down to the super. Ooh, but he wasn't ready for him to break out with a teleport.
Oh, it's going to be some really big damage here on that counter hit.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to take a round, though. Get the EX set up. Tries to go for an air grab to catch him jumping away, but he misses and gets the 2U to close out the round. This man, Reich needs to watch his toes a bit more, bro.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a scramble. I'm kind of surprised that in a scenario like that, Reich didn't like look for the DP at that point, but, you know, for one that's willing to throw it at any point, was possibly looking to be more reserved and expecting Proteus to hang himself some other way. Didn't get the height that he needed for the U conversion there, but gets over the slide with the boot. It's a good look. Like, catching up with this round, Reich is looking really good. Already has him down past half health.
Sure, Reich just has a lot of control right now. Not getting the wall bounce on that B boot, though.
He doesn't need it at this point. As long as he's keeping everything contained in the pocket like this, every hit means so much.
He gets it there, though.
Jeez.
The counter hit boot coming in clutch. That's round number 2 going to Reich.
Battle 3. Engage.
Kind of looked like training mode a bit with the way that Reich was able to just size Proteus up the way he wanted. Rolls in, takes a tick throw from the 2-way. Tick throw again, 2 scoops. Far too early with the jump in, though. I don't know if he was trying to bait anything out, but Proteus wasn't biting at all.
Gets EX teleport, but Reich with a good punish.
Reich is kind of missing with these jump ins, with the safety jumps. This was coming back. Yeah, this was kind of biting him a little bit. Allowing Proteus to bring it back. Woo! Get off! Proteus is not deterred.
It's only -4, so you can't punish that. Or -5, sorry. Oh, and he gets a big counter hit there and will take the game.
Yeah, Reich finding the second big anti-air in that game. Second counter hit anti-air. Got his shovel out with the 2C. Proteus got to be pretty careful if he leaves the ground. You hate to see it happen when you go to take the throw. But it's their fault that they didn't run in far enough.
That was a really good counter hit coming out from Proteus there. Getting some really good positioning off of that, but he's just gonna boot out the corner.
Yeah, that's the third time he's done that. Like, I want to go as far as to say Righteous made the adjustment to not using DPs and just going for boots over the slides, or maybe that's just standard issue for him against Lancelot in general. It's been working out for him, case in point, until this started happening, though.
Yeah, Proteus has a really good lead right now.
And it's looking so much better every step he's pushing Reich away from the wall to take away the brunt of the damage that could be happening. But he's got to be real careful just to take any hits like fireballs as well, because he still could lose half his life for no good reason. He's put to the corner. Now it's looking kind of scary. Reich was looking for the teleport. Not there, though. You see Reich is just waiting. Thought he can go in. Got sniped out of the sky with the ice arrow. Reich is not enough to take it just yet. And a little respect from Proteus looking for the DP. Gives Reich a chance, but not enough.
EX teleport into JL, taking the round there for Proteus.
And the thing, Reich has been sitting there looking for it so long, and the one time he just, lets it go off of the radar, Proteus pulls it out and takes the round away from him. Slide from downtown, staying in the front side. Reich still not biting on the side swaps or anything. But Proteus has been staying in the front and just trying to push Reich to the corner, get screen control. It's been working out for the most part. Oh, that should have been huge! And that's the difference you can see in between the two of them as well. Like, there have been key times where Proteus has gone to the air against Reich. Yeah, I don't need to talk about the air anymore. We can even look at the ground. Somebody forgot to bring their helmet for stuff coming in the air. Universal overhead, leading to another big confirm. And that time we blocking 2 O's. But it might be a little too late. Ooh, and he caught the startup of, I believe, the projectile? I don't know what cooldown it is.
Battle 3.
Reichs don't care. He coming in. That's good. I can't see if that was a punish though. I wasn't like that aware to think about it. Didn't need it though. Still gets the big confirm in the corner, and it's looking pretty scary for Proteus. Trying to make it work. The jump out spooked him. First time he goes to the back side, can't find him. Find him in the air. No. Proteus making the space, trying to see if he can come in on his own terms. Getting a little bit of chip, but not the opening that he really needs. So he's going to take some chip in return. It means so much more for Reich's fun. Going over to the top side, no anti-air. Late tech. Teleport. That one's just going to be met, though. Block. Challenge with a 5A, and that's going to be right going up 2-0.
Yeah, and that was some really good adaptation from Bright, getting the confirms that he needed there in the in that last game. So Proteus definitely not out of this yet. Definitely has shown us that he can bring stuff back for sure. So
with the way some of these exchanges are going, it's going to be hard. Like, the thing that's really standing out in my mind is what we just saw a little bit ago, where it's like anytime Reich goes in the air, there's no real response for Proteus. Like, he doesn't anti-air. Like, he'll preemptively look for air throws, which he hasn't found one just yet. But there have been times where Reich has just blatantly gone for like super jump U, and there's been nothing out of Proteus. Just stands and takes it. So if he's willing to take pressure like that, it's gonna be hard.
for sure.
Right, playing with the reaction, stepping back, going to the deck against the throw, but sweep of his own, and that's
He got another 2U, and then he got a cross-up, but dropped that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was the worst time, because that was the first time that he's been successful going for the cross-up and just didn't have to confirm for it. With the Super Sabal loaded, he's going to need to find another opportunity to get it. Time is running short for him in more ways than one. Runs into a DP. It's been like a couple games since we've seen that out, right? Proteus is here.
Did he just use the dash to get over boot?
Possible.
Tried to outspace boot there, but ends up getting clipped after the fact. That thing has like no recovery.
I mean, it's one of the things where if you're spacing it properly, you just have to have the confidence to know that you're out of range and put the button behind it. because Proteus was a little too slow. That's why he finds himself possibly going down to the losers bracket at this point. Getting challenged again by the DP on some minus frames, right? Stealing all the confidence.
Looks like that was only 0 on block there instead of being plus, but still kind of worth it for Reich because he has such a lead right now and is not scared of anything Proteus is throwing at him. That's another boot, but that one's punishable. Mid screen.
Looking for the DPs, nothing there. Doesn't feel too much confidence for going all the way down for the records because above all else, Proteus knows can't take too much shit at this point. Denies the U-hole.
That 2L was super clutch. That would have been the game, but then he gets clipped by a boot coming out from Reich.
And it's going to be Reich sweeping Proteus up 3-0. I'm going to see how well he's going to square off against Tectal in the second round. So where are we going? We going for more winners?
I believe so. I believe Jan is MIA.
Dun dun dun.
We could, let's see. We're only 30 minutes in, so we could technically drop down to, no, we can't drop down to losers. No, we have to play out winner side, so.
All right, well,
we are going to jump to Tectal versus Reich then. And yes, this tournament is 3 out of 5, correct? So, yeah, no, gives us, just gives some players an extra opportunity to be able to, get those matches in, get those reps in, get some good data to look back on and be able to see what they need to do in like other matchups or just wanting to watch back some good Granblue. Also helps us fill some time, so.
So yeah, where they at? It's the magical time that we all wait for every zone breakers.
Is the room potentially full?
It is. It is 6 out of 6.
Proteus. All right, try now, Tectal. There he is. There's Tectal. Alrighty. Alright, and we're gonna get straight into it. One of our first winner semis matches.
Percival versus Gran.
So, excuse me, who's that guy?
That is Percival. That's a man that apparently came out of retirement.
Is that like no? Isn't that like the DLC character?
No.
That's a new character around here. We haven't seen that in like 20 years. I wonder what brought this about.
Man, Tectal has been rocking the Vegeta for quite a minute.
Yeah.
Believe in victory.
Now, it's not the first time that he's played Reich, which could be some reason why he's playing Percival, but it's been so long that, yeah, I kind of wonder why.
Yeah. Maybe he just remembered. I was like, oh yeah, I played Percival versus Gran. Percival versus Gran. Maybe he doesn't like the data matchup.
Do you think he remembers what he did yesterday?
I don't know.
Well, either way, it's looking pretty good so far. Got backed up with the EX Fireball, but that's not the worst thing to take to get forced back to mid-screen. Oh, and this is going to be a huge opportunity for Rice, though. Waited for the DP, gets a heavy on it, all the way down to the Tempest Blade, shoves him to the corner as well. It's a neutral jump over the H. Ooh, what?
Rice has a lot of control right now, and he takes the first round pretty convincingly.
I don't know. I don't know if I say convincing with the way things were starting. Like, he was given an inch and he took a mile, but like he could have lost everything if Tecto was a little bit deeper with the jump in. And this round is looking the same as the beginning, but Tecto's got to be able to close it out. Command dash in for the H, doesn't get confirmed, but gets a huge H, shoves the sword down his throat, and takes round 2.
Battle 3. Engage.
Texel answering back there with authority, setting up for this round number 3 for game 1. Oh, good jump over there, but still eats a disgusting counter hit from that 2-8.
Tecto taking a page out of Righteous playbook, challenging him with the DP on minus frames, shoves him over to the corner, but this round's been going back and forth. That's a pretty tight battle. And that's what he needed. Didn't expect him to get hit right there. Yo, you just see Tecto just hammering on the A button, trying to take a shot in the dark, can't find anything. Another counter hit from Righteous, and that's the one he needed.
Gonna take the game.
Oh yeah.
Reich just anti-air after anti-air, calling Tectel out on these jump-ins. It's really paying off for him.
Righteous equipped with surface to air missiles, not letting anybody fly for free. And he's found like all the big ones today so far. Like, when I think about it, I'm pretty sure he's the only person that's actually confirmed from his head here. And he's been pretty good with it. I've lost count at this point.
He's gotten a lot. It's really working out for him too. Good command grab from Tectel though. He's gonna be able to get those stacks there. Oh, eats a sweep though. Right this turn. Oh, tries to hit him with a 5U, but not gonna work.
And I like how Tectel, like, even after having the plus range, can't really do anything. Just make sure to put an H on Reich. Don't let him have any good ideas while he's escorting him back over to the corner. Gets the link into the A's, gets the confirm into the Sabah, knocks him down with the Oh! Okay.
Hits him with the meaty 2H. That thing was... Oh! You could tell that hurt. That was one of the most ferocious 2Hs I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Very good confirm for Tectel. Getting in the corner. Tries to catch the jump out and gets a counter hit.
I'm surprised he was ready to confirm from that. Don't know if that was intent, but pretty sharp.
Oh, gets another anti-air, no counter hit though, so he can't get a confirm. Gets the command grab, and that will be the game. Tectel answering back with a perfect after that first game.
Yeah.
Not playing around, I see.
And that's really been the tale of the round between the two. It's like Tectel, more often than not, comes out of the gate on top, but the question is, does Reich have an opportunity to get back in it? And whenever he gets shut down, it just looks brutal. This time Reich is coming out with the lead to start things off. Not a big one just yet, but able to put Tectel in the corner. Yo, this man just charged up in his face, didn't care about anything in the world.
Drops the counter hit combo though, that's really unfortunate, but still is kind of okay. Just be really careful about getting hit by Percival here.
I don't know if dropping your corner combo and letting somebody out is like okay, but Reich is trying to make it work. Counter hit 2-8.
Okay now.
Nah. Empty jump command throw. And with the EX ground wave, that's going to be enough for Tectel to take another round. Trying to see if he can get his second game.
Tectel now taking 3 straight rounds here. Really showing a momentum shift here. Oh, really good delayed dive kick there. Only gets 1 stack though, but it's a DP as well.
And I like that. Just saw that Rice was going to be blocking the ground wave. So instead of just engaging him right there, just went back to mid-screen. Didn't really do too much immediately, but just showing that he's willing to work around rights and pick and choose his spots is going to mean so much. Now, he's going to have to see if he can find his way into the corner. Rights is doing pretty good to defend himself, boots his way out, but doesn't have the distance that he needs. In the air, and he met him. Ready with the confirm from the air-to-air counter hit. Right's paying a lot of respect. Yeah, doesn't want to run in a little too errantly at the moment. Content sitting on the lead, finds him in the air again.
Good counter hit there from Raichen. Good pickup, noticing that he got that too.
Battle 3.
It's the adaptation. He keeps finding Tectal in the air because Tectal is constantly jumping, looking for the boots. Like, it's the range where Gran is very liable to look for it and try to get the plus range. So instead of like not doing it, or instead of just like doing the boot and getting jumped on, which Tectal has shown multiple answers for, Reich is meeting him in the air, and it worked out for him in the last round.
He did get the guard crush there, which gave him a lot of frame advantage. Really good stuff from Tectal. This pressure. He can pressure you from like 2 characters lengths away. Could be big.
Taking the simple H.
He can get the stacks. Oh, he looked like he was almost able to confirm for that.
I'm so surprised he actually went into Reich's face. I mean, Tectal's still in a pretty good place, but it was kind of dangerous for a second. Running into a fireball, losing a little bit more life. Right? Getting a little bit of life, gets the big counter hit that he needs.
Unfortunately, maybe... Is this gonna kill?
I mean, even if it doesn't, it leaves him in a really good spot. From an opportunity he really shouldn't have had.
For sure. Maybe he was within range of EX boot, but he does run up to him and gets the round, gets the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
2-1 Reich.
Like I was saying earlier, is like Tectal gets the first lead, but can Reich catch up to him at the end? And when he does, he makes it count. Yes, he knows that he's going to anti-air, so at any point in time, Reich has got to be ready for Tectal to just pop the shoot with the JU. Done it a couple times so far in the set. Get back. If that was a counter hit, that would have meant so much. Oof, delayed H. They're playing a game of chicken out there with them heavy buttons.
That was a really good reaction from that clash. Reich is in a really good position right now.
On his back?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It happened. Don't worry about it.
He was in a good position, but not anymore after his health bar is no longer existent.
Slid in there after the button. EX dash command throw. Closed him out with a super. Tectal trying to see if he can get his second game and even this up to a piece. It's on the deck. Right off the mark with the JU. Finds himself in the corner for the troubles. Step up regular throw out of Tectal. If he jump low, that gets denied. And he found the confirm he needed. Gets the 2H with Reich trying to run out of the corner. That's going to be the end of him in this round. We going to game 5.
Going to game 5.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
And Tectal saying that Reich is not really trying to pursue him out the gate, so takes the opportunity to get 2 charges. He's willing to let him jump at him, knowing that he can have a little bit of confidence behind the DP, because Reich hasn't been entirely sharp on punishing or even guessing that they're there. Like, he's gotten some big punishes, don't get me wrong, but just like trying to find them, Reich hasn't been 100%.
Right. Oh,
case in point.
Challenges him there. They're both pretty even in health percentage, but it definitely looks like Tectal has like the momentum advantage. But that sweep could be big for Reich. Doesn't really get much off of the set.
And the thing that's kind of concerning about it is, it's one thing that Reich didn't get anything off of the sweep, but the fact that he had so little confidence that he was willing to let Tectal up for free at that point. He stuffed the anti-air though. That's huge.
Yeah, that looked like it was a late anti-air from Tectal, and that should be the round.
Almost.
No.
Most
Oh, yes.
Most certainly.
That was very delayed.
But
I
most
was
cer-
unsure.
Oh, delayed like Tectle's in-ear. You don't say. Maybe if he would show up to something on time, but right? Trying to see if he can make sure that Tectle's on time for the loser's bracket, though. One round away. It's working pretty good on his back foot so far. Get off him. Been a while since Righteous had a DP. Been on the receiving end for a while. Catches him in the air, but doesn't have the distance to get the boot to knock him on the deck. Eventually gets a sweep, though. Same side with the JU.
Tectle. That's the first time I've actually seen Tectle like mash at a DP like in a string like that.
You got to keep hope alive at this point, but it looks like he might
Drop
not have any
combo
hope
again.
left.
It gets an anti-air and Reich takes it 3-2 over Tectle, knocking him into losers.
Just ripped him out of the sky. Jeez. I told you, don't jump on Righteous. He ain't having none.
Alright, so it's looking like Jan might be here? Question mark?
You should know this, T.O.
I see he's online now. So, what we can do is that we'll go ahead, run a losers match real quick.
Run the only one you can?
Yeah.
And who might that be?
Anyways,
I mean, you gotta tell the stream the match.
Alright. Alright, so we're gonna drop down to losers, and I'm gonna play my matchup against Tectle. So we will see how this goes, and if Jan is around afterwards, then we will play his match. If not, we will unfortunately have to DQ him to losers and play the next winner's match potentially. So we will see what pans out. So I will be back.
Have fun out there. Now, I hate to be that guy, but with the response Sonato just had, with everything that just transpired, that sounds like dead man walking. But, you know, could be a new day for him. Oh dear. The Jita mirrors. You don't say. Tectle's trying to see if he can warm up his right hand ma'am and make a run through the lower bracket, trying to see if he can take the first step over Sonato. And I have to see how this one pans out.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Tectle over on the left side with the red Vegeta. Sonato with the, I want to say purple. It's like blackish, the dark one. Trading hits, nothing too concerning as of yet, until Sonato's willing to commit down to the Vorpal Blade. Got the first knockdown. Gets another one. He's looking pretty good for him so far. In the air, but wasn't expecting to be there. Doesn't get the counter hit, so he doesn't get the full confirm. Tectle's going to put him on the back for that. He gets the long range anti-air 2C confirmed. Counter hit confirmed. Stepping in with confidence. 2A, 2A, 5A. Cycle a couple of cooldowns and get the first round.
Battle 2. Engage.
After taking a couple of strings, 2 big hits were all Tectle needed to blow the first round out of the gate. Blow it out of the water. Gets the safe jump, so this is going to be a big punish in the corner as well, so he's going to cycle all the cooldowns. Yes, sir. Safe jump on the end. What's it looking like? On the backside. And I want to believe that Sonato really tried to challenge it with some kind of cooldown, because Tectle found himself in the corner. Catching up with the round, though, he was just casually able to close things out in the middle of the stage and take the first game. I'm still kind of perplexed that Sonato thought it was okay to try to challenge a safe jump. Like, even if you don't, like, he has to know playing Vegeta, but that had safe jump written all over it. I can get to that later. We got game 2. Some flips. Just a brazen jump H. Hitting another full, well, not the fullest of confirms, holding on to one of the cooldowns. I can't read hieroglyphics, and I can't remember what all got cycled. I'm going to pretend like it wasn't the DP because he saved it for a rainy day. Technically still looking pretty good in this round. Commanding lead, stepping up and taking a trade.
Battle 2. Engage.
Had the idea that a button was coming out, but not exactly the sharpest. Still good enough to take the round. Knock, knock. Who's there? 5C? Ooh, really? This one he's gonna get. I'm kind of surprised that the last hit of Vorpal Blade got left unchecked, but he's gonna double down with the DP. That one's gonna be a much easier punish, eventually leading to the closeout for Teklo of 2-0. Trying to see if he can sweep Sanado clean out of this bracket. Now Sanado gonna go to Vegeta again? I don't believe so. Especially since we're going back to the Grand Cypher. I think we're on the Grand Cypher in this game. Whatever ship we're on. I mean, I know, like, Grand Ship is Grand Cypher. I think we're going Zeta. Alright? I'm under the impression we're going Zeta. Because it's not like you really need to go back here to take a breath and collect yourself and everything. You could just not hit the rematch button. So it'd be kind of inefficient to go through all these troubles and not even consider switching character.
Versus Charlotte.
Who? Who? Sanado plays the Mighty Munchkin? Alright, well. If I have any question about it, we will learn about it right here, as this could possibly be Sanado's last hope in ZoneBreakers Online 9. Trying to see if he can fell Teklo 3 times with the Mighty Munchkin Charlotta. And it's going to be kind of a precarious situation to try to do it, because above all else, he's kind of got to get warmed up to the character. I know some people are probably going to sit here in the chat and the VOD and say that you got to warm up with Charlotta. Got to get used to the spacing, at the least. And that's if he gets a chance to play again. Mistimed the sweep, and that gives Sanado a little bit of breathing room to get out of the corner, but the 2C again knocks him to the deck, stepped up with the counter hit to a easy confirm. I believe this is the easy super. I don't know. He can do the super however he wants to at this point. It's pretty much going all according to plan detective at this point. Sitting on match point. I believe he was slow on the anti-air there. Noble strategies getting shut down one more time by another anti-air. Gonna cycle through the cooldowns again in the corner. Missing the sweep again. I don't want to say that's uncharacteristic for Teklo. I kind of want to give a little bit of the credit to the fact that Charlotta is kind of small, but 0 for 2 for hitting the sweep after the full cycle. Big 5C. Huge chunk. But a little too deep on the run and leaves Sanado in the corner, but maybe he wants it back to the wall. It's flung again by another 2C. For a Calvary, no good, but no punish again. And a slap on the wrist. That was the one that Sanado needed, so it's going to be looking pretty hard for him. Even though he's winning, doesn't have anywhere to really feel comfortable. As Teklo is breathing down his throat. EX ball, though. And just when Sanado was feeling a little too comfortable, thought he might be able to step up and take his first round in the set, he got it ripped out of his hands with a DP. That's going to be Teklo taking it 3-0 and seeing what lies before him in the bracket of alternative success. Now, as Sanado was saying, we're going to have to see where the man of the hour is, the man with the plan, Jan, who there has been many signals sit up in the skies calling for his arrival, but I think they've gone unanswered so far. I mean, did you just tell me that, or did you tell that to the stream? Uh, uh you should have let that go because I was going to lead that to a segue, but you broke me off. Yeah, you DP'd me, man. Got it. I'll catch you next time. No, I still got a second. They're taking forever. Maturino plug. Let's go. Exclamation point Maturino in the chat. I'm going to pull up the links for the Maturino codes because, yeah, every online tournament is crowdfunded by Maturino. Let's not front at this point. Log in with your favorite social media and use the code ZBGBVS09 and you can add your 50 cents to the pot. Not your 50 cents. Psych! It's Maturino's 50 cents. Crowdfunded on their own. You can do a couple of sponsor requests if you want because you got a little bit of time. Click a couple of links, do a couple of surveys, retweet a couple things, follow a couple things, add some more bucks to the pot. You're feeling really good? You can add your own if you're feeling kind of courageous. You don't have to, though. We'd be so thankful. But at the least, we're thankful that you're giving us your time here on Saturday. Thankful that you're giving us the time in the future if you're catching a vibe. Thankful that you just want to come chill with us as we wait to get winter semi started. That's the best I got, boss. I think the best I actually have is this water bottle. Stay hydrated, or else you're gonna look like Glass Sword over there in the lobby, just flopping out on the deck. And maybe he's down there full of anxiety, knowing that he's going to be the first one to go toe-to-toe against Jan this time around. Last time, if I remember correctly, Jan wasn't around for Granblue, but made quite the rave in BB Tag. That might have been 2 ago. I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. But still, name to be feared around these parts, around the ZoneBreaker Online edition, the online experience, the online extravaganza, the online expedition. I'm done. I got no more of those. I guess I could have started with online event, but you can't really backpedal to like the 5-letter word once you're hitting like expedition and extravaganzas. I see you throwing the Maturino up again. Did somebody need it? Did I mess up? Do I have to go?
No.
Chill again? No, you ain't got to tell me. I got it.
No, it's been there.
It's been there. Oh, so you just threw me the lobby for no reason. I'm just
no. So the view that I've given for you, I'll explain it later. But it's fine. It's fine. We didn't.
I'm feeling. You know, when they get on the movie set, they're like, stretch. I guess movie. It's more a TV show. Stretch. You know, somebody didn't show up and they got to fill in dead air. I'm trying. It's one of the things I'm really bad at for commentary, though.
Oh, no, we appreciate your efforts nonetheless. All right.
I'm glad somebody does. I don't appreciate my effort. My effort's trash.
just remember to believe in the we that believes in you.
Nah. Do this 2020. They haven't said that in Decadence yet. Get out.
Well, I just said it in 2020. Got it.
Did you? You just said it in my ear, though. That doesn't count. Nobody else heard that.
Oh, no, that was on stream.
Oh, my God. Mix-ups. I'm never ready.
This is why I play Igus.
But are you playing Igus and BB Tag later?
I am. Well, I'm not going to be entering the tournament, but we'll play some casuals on stream before we get started, just to keep things
casuals.
I don't get streamer's privilege. I can't enter. I got to be behind the wheel. Anyway, got a match.
Oh, you're not going to drive us to this match, though? Fine. Guess I'll drive. You can sit shotgun. First time, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen La Diva in ZoneBreakers Online. Lady over there gonna be standing in front of Jan the man. Gonna see if he can break a glass sword in half. Glass sword gonna try to see if he can keep Ladiva in check with Matera. And a 5A stopping a Lariat out the gate for the sweep. And that's the sweep that is started to spell the end, began to spell the end of so many people. I don't need to say too much of what's happening at this point. A couple of command throws and a lot of pressure with EX headbutts as well. It's a monster. And I patted it up back in arrows, just a little bit of a pride that Glass Sword needs, but he already finds himself down in critical range. Super coming out of Jen, going straight through the arrows, boots to the face. And that was a brutal first round. That EX arrow means so much for Glass Sword with the way that round went. That's the thing to be careful of. Because even with all the space that Glass Sword earned in the beginning, just one sweep and a side swap, and now he finds himself in the same situation. Unique throw, I can't remember like what people say about it specifically. Just call it another command throw at this point. Leading to so much damage. Safe jump again. Just a little bit of pressure, waiting for the nickels and dimes, and eventually catching Glass Sword flinching. And just quiet end to the first round. Quiet into the storm.
Believe in victory. Battle one.
Yeah, this is hard. I mean, it's easy for me to say I don't have to do it, but this is hard. It's hard for so many reasons for Glass Sword. Like, Jan has shown so much of it. There's one of the big reasons right there. Just anytime Glass Sword wants to try to step up and mount any kind of meaningful offense, always have to be wary of the threat of the sweep. Side swap as well. And that just leads to a boatload of damage, mix-ups to boot. But the trade-off is like trying to play neutral with Matera, which is what you would probably really want to do. But not really getting the damage that's gonna compete to Ladiva once she gets in. So this just seems rough. Not trying to take any away from Jan, because Jan is putting on what I would say is a masterclass of how this matchup should work, pun slightly intended. Jan just not making this easy for Glass Sword as well. Gets another splash for the cross-up and just taking a tick from it. Doesn't even want the full confirm from it. Gets the hard knockdown, anti-jump low, confirming to the headbutt, and a reset again, successful in catching Glass Sword, trying to flee. And I want to say that's been 4 straight rounds with 8 boots to the chin. Because at this point, I'm not even looking at the screen too much. I'm just kind of talking, and every time I look up, every 30 seconds or so, I see the same cinematic closing out the round. Quick 2-0 for Jan, and I believe Glass Sword is going to Catalina. Catalina? Going to Cat. It's Catalina. Thanks, Tekken. Yo, did he think he was done? There's no way he thinks he's got one more. Oh, it's just gone. It's oh. This is what happens when you show up late to the party. Don't know what's going on. Ruining the fun for everybody.
But I'm in a hurry.
Hey, hold on, Jed. Understand, might be thinking that was pretty free, but nah. You actually got to go through checkout and complete the order and everything. Complete the transaction. But even with the time, I kind of wonder if Glass Sword would consider going to Catalina at this point. Having, I want to say, like, more merit behind the neutral buttons. Not having to go as far down, as far down, I guess that's the proper way I can say it, to, like, getting a solid knockdown. But being able to get some more meaningful offense, like, outside of sweep range, or at least further away from the sweep, but I'm fluffing at this point. I imagine no matter which tool he tries to present to Jan, this is still going to be hard. Going to try Matera again. See, Glassword can get on the board, or if he's just going to get knocked out of the park by Ladiva. Here we go. Do it again, exactly. If at first it don't succeed, it hasn't been stopped yet. Why not? Empty jump, and that wasn't a low. That was an empty jump tick that found the hit. Caught a delayed button, I believe, or like a delayed jump since there was no counter hit. I can analyze it all I want. Just the pain train is here. Jeez, knockdown again. Empty jump ticks. Again, catching an attempt to flee. And that's another quick first round going to Jan, looking to take set points. And you know it's just got to be on Glassword's mind. Every time he gets a knockdown and steps up into Jan's face, it's like, but what about that sweep? What about that sweep? I don't know if I really want to sold in, but what about the sweep? Gets confirmed though. Puts the butterflies out. Empty assault wall. Double overhead this time to the JM, so I remember the button this time. Ooh, but just broken up brazenly with a 2A. No side swap coming from this one, but Jan might not lead it. Getting a second command throw. Getting to the backside with the splash this time. Takes a full confirm. Down to Super Sabar. Yeah, Super Sabar. Does she have the health for this? Not at all. It is all over! Dang it! Wow. The winner and new champ of Winners Round 2, Jan, the man, playing the woman, Ladiva! All right, GG's gonna be Texas in Winners Finals. It's like I want to like say the canned phrase of good effort by Glassword, and it honestly was a good effort, but that was just hard. That was just hard because there were moments where Glassword got the hit that he needed and he got the momentum started, but that match in its entirety is a pretty good example of why people fear Ladiva. And I'm saying this as the person who I straight up say I just don't play this game. I do very little research, and I see what people complain about on social media. And it's just the idea of you're sitting there minding your own business, walking through the woods, and you trip over this log of a sweep, and then all the ghouls and the ghosts and the terrors of the night come out. The lows, the command throws, the cross-ups, and you don't know which way to turn. It's scary, yo. But as easy as it is for Ladiva to do that, you still got to be able to do that and just be able to flow from idea to idea and keep everything rock solid. So yeah, good looks to Jan. I'm gonna have to see how that squares off in Winners Finals against a character that can actually fight back. Character that's gonna have a dragon punch or a shoryuken. I think it's just called Rising Sword in this game. It's something really simple and straightforward, but one that's going to have invincibility whenever he wants it. I'm guessing that's where we're going. Are we doing Winners Finals? Or are we going to do some? Are we going to go see what the losers looking like? All right. Well, sounds like we're going to take a trip down to the bracket of alternative success. So while that happens, while we start to get everything situated, maybe turn your speakers up a little bit and go take a break. Get up and stretch. You need to go get a drink. Go get some snacks. Go to the bathroom. Go make sure the dog is okay or the cat, whatever your pet is. I know some of you people have some wild pets out there. Make sure your possum is doing pretty well. You have a skunk. Make sure your skunk's okay. I actually had a family friend many years ago that had a pet skunk. That pet skunk was pretty cool. De-skunkified and everything to not have to worry about that. So it was kind of like a dog for the most part. Just make sure to get yourself refreshed for the rest of ZoneBreakers Online number 9. And I guess while I have a second, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel because we're going to do it again some other point. But Matcherino is, no matter where you go, you're in the fighting game community. You're looking at all these events that are happening online. Well, they're all happening online in America. The other parts of the world got their act together, so they get to go out and play. But everybody hanging with Matcherino, the money maker. Glass Sword is literally dead in the lobby. Dang. He still got a second life, though. It's like the 007 movie, you only live twice. Hey, man. I'm kind of upset that I don't get to see the Bond movie this year. That's like the only movie that I will actively go out to a movie theater for. I don't know why. Actually, I know why, but I don't know why. It's not like I'm a super Bond fan or anything, but it's just how it is. That's just how it is. Oh, man. So where are all the losers at? Like, you said you're thinking about losers, but did they see that match and they go running in the corners or something?
I believe so. Like we had a little bit of a hiccup trying to get through winners while we're waiting for Jan. So we're still on losers round 1 on that side of the bracket. So we're trying to get Glass Sword and Proteus to come through. Proteus is on his way. So we're just waiting on them, and then we'll get through. There's a concern that we might run over time, but I believe we can make it through here. Because the winner of this match goes on to face Tectal in loser semis. And then we can play winners finals. I think we'll get through just fine.
I mean, there's a real simple answer to hurry this tournament along if you want to do it. But note that there is some grime involved. So what you do is you throw Jan down into the losers bracket, right?
Oh boy.
Let him just mop everybody up. Just send him down there with a helmet and a shovel and let him start burying people. Sure, you'll get the BB tag right on time.
Is that how you really feel? You just want to move along, like get out of this tournament.
Not specifically. I mean, I'm having a good time. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody gets to where they need to be on time and everything. Because I hear some concerns coming from the TOs. Been a little scared, You might not make it, man. All right,
correction. The TO. I'm not concerned. I think we'll be just fine.
Oh, okay. That I can't even argue with that. That's an accurate statement.
And either way, we have the technology. We can we can make things happen in the clutch. All right, calling Dr. Proteus. Waiting on you. Like I'm trying to give everyone a fair shot at being on stream. Like especially since we ran one losers match on stream already.
All right.
So I kind of want to make sure that the other side of that part of the bracket, it's an opportunity to shine.
That's fair.
But you got to show up if you want to shine. Put on a t-shirt.
I'm not buying that shirt. That better not be on the Yeti. I will click the X and go about my day. Probably won't even look at the other shirt.
All right, we got a match. Take it away, Dougie.
Well, if I gotta take it, it looks like I'm gonna hand it to Proteus and see if he can get his shine on. Showed up with his Lancelot, trying to see if he can make it to the second round of losers against Glass Sword and his Matera. Glass Sword, who hopefully took a second to like breathe and recollect himself after he got rolled. But the best athletes, the best esports athletes, the best gamers, really the best people, just at times have bad memories. And he's got to forget what happened in the last game and see if he can get himself comprised for this. He's looking pretty good. Especially when he knows he can just deny the sweep. Brody still gets it though. But nowhere near as much threat from a Lancelot afterwards. Ready for the teleport too. Glass Sword looking a lot more comfortable in this match. Runs into an Aaron 5A and got caught trying to move. Bro, wait a second. Proteus is bringing this back. Caught a button a little late from Glass Sword. So now things are looking kind of dicey. Proteus stepping in again, looking for the lows. No good. Don't know what the thrust was about. The 6-6 whatever's had to have been a misinput. And a really unfortunate time too, because Proteus was well on the way to bringing that one back, but gonna have to start again from ground zero in round 2. And while I want to give Proteus a little bit of credit there for not trying to chase the jump out into the assault, I kind of believe that just panned out in his favor because you're not really prone to looking at anti-airs anyway. The empty jump, low. Now they can confirm into a super, into the super. And Glass Sword's not going in there again. Content from playing round 2 from long range. Just a solid snipe. Gonna be the last shot that Proteus sees in the first game. Glass Sword up 1-0. That's how you feel about it, huh? Just hop on the bow car, slide in with the 2U to start off game 2. Okay. To some degree, I want to say that's just being a bully. The Terror showing Lancelot that she has a longer slide. Rude. A little overzealousness with Glass Sword in the corner. And Vincent gets punished for it. Doesn't get a hit before he gets knocked down. Delayed dive into the low. And see, this is where Proteus was looking good last time. Just got to make sure to keep everything clean. And as I say, just a little bit of slop gives Glass Sword the room that he needs to find the JA to get some space. And it was a JA that was blocked, but it was just able to take the momentum away and get on the offensive. Long range slide again, getting the knockdown. Just skipping back. Ooh, yeah, that one wasn't even punished, but it still works out. Glass Sword was trying to reposition himself after the fact. Gotta calm down. Stepping up with the aids and assaulting over. Conveniently over a slide. But it's still going to have to make something happen because as he backs away, he doesn't have a life lead. So as long as Proteus is able to keep a decent position, I say keep a decent position as he steps up and takes a 5A. However you want to get. Made sure to avoid the butterfly. Close that one out. Running round 2. Ooh. Yeah, that was the butterfly from round 1. Still fluttering about. And he could spell Proteus' demise. Full confirmed down to the Sabah. Is that it? That really didn't do too much. Except forget the knockdown. It ran in. Able to get out of the corner, but it's still kind of scary to see Glass Sword running up in that position, especially with Materia. That seemed like the time of any time where we would see the sword just switch to the bow. Especially since he's shown that he's willing to do it. Still able to close out the round. Looking kind of scary at the start of the dash down the mark, but didn't get the full confirm. Glass Sword getting the knockdown afterward. It's the assault H? Still have to question buttons. I gotta go work on that. Woof! Oh, a good button. It's clocking in overtime at this point. The Glass Sword is going to be able to get out of the corner. Getting whittled away by the double daggers. Just to jump away. And try to see if there was a hand check there or an anti-air. Nothing doing from Proteus. Still kind of keeping control, but it's looking kind of scary. The super goes unpunished. And I mean, I know Lancelot super is trying hard to punish, but that seemed like the scenario where just an errant button seemed like it would come out. Either way, Glass Sword able to keep composure. Eventually knock Proteus around and get another game.
Victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Say another game. Is there an overlay over there? I don't see one on my screen. Moving on. Glass Sword is just really set on showing slide superiority. Stepping over. And Glass Sword was ready for that too. I can't remember how many times Proteus has gone off the wall so far, but the one seed showed that it was on Sword's mind, just didn't, the spacing wasn't there. Counter hit. Counter hit against the space. Ooh, that was a really deep one. I feel like Proteus should have been able to get a solid punish on that, even if it was from an A. Getting kind of down to the cleft for both of them, gets across to the backside, doesn't get a deep cross up, so no confirm from Glass Sword. It fades back. Both of them being really cautious of each other because they're looking for knockdowns, but a solid hit is going to lead to Super Sabah and close out the round. There's a knockdown coming out of Proteus, and a confirmed EX Records. Going with the simplest route possible, getting around and trying to see if we can finally get on the board. But Glass Sword, not trying to let that happen just yet. Full records. Just tagged with 5A, nothing really done just yet. Couple of punishes don't mean too much so far. Block on the UO. Just a bit of the scrambles. Positioning not meaning too much of them right now. They're looking like a literal like cartoon fight cloud going from one corner to the other. Kind of ironic that Proteus finds it back to the wall again, but gets it confirmed into the Super Sabah. It's not going to close out the round, but going to leave him in a pretty good position. I say good, I forget that it's full screen. Just work with me here. Glow? Didn't think it was possible, but caught Glass Sword running in trying to press a button. 5A from the back foot, and that is the opportunity that Proteus needed to get on the board. Finds himself down 2-1, but still alive in this fight. Yeah, Glass Sword's not playing around anymore. Showing what Matera's about. Operating from full screen and just letting people fall into the web of arrows and butterflies. That was probably the easiest block UO in Glass Sword's career because he was just trying to step away. Empty jump. I wondered if that was supposed to be an empty jump low. Like, he got counter hit so the button was late. This wasn't the cleanest assault. And press forward. Presses through the screen. Proteus in the skies. Below again. And again, he's just like tagging the ankles with the 2A, but just didn't commit to it. Then still gets the 5C, and that's going to be another round for Proteus. But the straight 2As they're interesting to me. Because it's like, they could be confirms, but there's no confidence expecting Glass Sword to walk back. And Glass Sword has shown so many times that he's willing to walk back out of various situations. So it's something to look for. Just any low, really. Alright, maybe not the slide, but that's why I'm a commentator. Proteus knows what's up. Slide on demand. Ooh, and that was a counter hit too. Proteus still one with the A button, blowing through the offensive Glass Sword. Doesn't try it again. It was good at that point because there was an H lurking. That one could have hurt. Stepping in, looking for another H, no good. But dashing in, sliding under the arrow rain. A little too high. That's a big drop for Proteus. For so many reasons. The drop in the corner, losing the meter as well, losing the lead with it too. So it's gonna have to be an honest comeback at this point. It's still very possible. Like, it's nowhere near as dire as I'm making it sound. That could have been the round at that point. Now Glass Sword, prime position to get the equalizer that he needs. Steps up the throat. Proteus knew that was coming. It wasn't even a late tech. Still having a hard time contesting the H's or navigating around the H's. Just gunned down from long range. And Glass Sword, match point, trying to stay afloat in the loser's bracket. Stepping up late throw tech this time. Glass Sword trying to run away from the teleport. Finds himself in the corner for his troubles. And the A's doesn't get the confirm from the go. Whew! Slow to the draw. Quick if you're Proteus though. Put in the EX Ice just to make sure Glass Sword stays locked in place, but it doesn't work for too long. Another delayed tech coming out of the Proteus. Trying to see if he can knock the wind out of Glass Sword's sails as he's getting started. No arrows. Just trying to see if he can get some kind of a big jump. And there's going to be a JA. Can't find it yet. That's going to be the game? Why did I even think about it? With the little bit of life that Glass Sword was trying to use to go on the offensive, he was easily mopped up by Lancelot Super. Proteus evens this up to a piece. Got us barred up as we go into game 5. So what's the thoughts here? Reevaluating the game plan? We shall see.
All right, I've been watching for a minute, but I didn't want to like interrupt mid-set, so. All right.
You didn't want to interrupt mid-set, so you interrupted mid-set.
Mid-game, my bad.
That's fair.
Mid-game. I
That's
don't want to
fair.
like jump in between like a round or something.
Everybody else does it though.
I'm not going to though.
That's actually really good. This you don't understand. That's so good. It's one of those things that just God, roll my eyes at it so hard.
I do not blame you. Anyways, getting started in game 5. Caught up now.
Right. And game 5, where Glass Sword, he's saying that the only way that he's coming out of this game is if he takes control into his hands and is literally holding forward at Proteus. It was a good start out of the gate. And it's forcing Proteus on the back foot.
Ooh, that's a big counter hit though.
Yeah.
But fortunately for Glass Sword, he doesn't really convert too much off of it, but he gets some good advantage here.
I don't think I've seen Proteus hit a full confirm from a 6-6C the entire day. And if there was ever a time that he needed it, it is now.
Very clean round coming up from Glass Sword. Fortunate that that combo dropped though, for sure.
We take those. Especially getting the snipe. Ooh.
That was a weird hit.
Yeah. When even Proteus didn't even know what to do with. And I do like the recognition of the situation, because there's been a few times that Proteus has seen the same kind of hit or similar kind of hit throughout the day, and is like gone down the stream to no avail. But that time just stopping at the second hit and trying to figure out what to do. And now he's got to figure out how to get out of this corner. This Glass Sword is literally knocking on the door with the dash and 5 A's. Take the big JA.
Gets the counter hit trade on that 2C. 2-8. Pretty good. Careful
here. And Glass Sword has just been so adamant about getting the 2 U's in there and going back to it again. Proteus doesn't really have an answer for it at all, so it's something that Glass Sword can keep in the back pocket. He needs it. See, it's really on his mind. Faking it this time. Assaulting in just to get some frames to work with. Can't really do anything, so fading back again. Arrow rain. Blocked, but it's still... the 60!
Drops the combo again, unfortunately, but tries to stall over, but Proteus ready for that too.
Battle 3. Engage.
Give me a heart.
Unfortunate drops on the side of Proteus.
Yeah, give me a heart attack every time he gets a 6C. But again, like, he found so many of it, but if he's converted, it's only been like 1 or 2. Not enough to really write home about. Not ready for the assault. That's something that hasn't been on my mind, but I think that Glassword's been able to assault in for free as well. But it's one of the harder things to challenge against Matera. You have to be fairly preemptive about big punish on the slide, though. Glassword denying the projectile after the H, stepping up, looking pretty good. Gets a punish on that. He doesn't want to commit to an arrow. That's one of the faults of Matera.
I don't think Matera has any fast enough frame data to be able to punish that double Rika.
He's staying stable. That's the important thing. Like, sure, a punish would be nice, but just making sure that Lancelot can't just do whatever after the fact. Yeah. Densely sliding in. I guess
around the screen.
Yeah. It's left unchecked, really.
Come again once you learn some technique.
With all the space that Glassword was taking, it was never really present in Proteus's mind to put an ice arrow out there just to either catch a landing or to make sure that Glassword doesn't want to be on the ground when it's passing through. Just really playing at a sword's pace. Letting him operate how he chooses, and that's going to be enough for Glassword to take the set 3-2, stay afloat for now. Gonna have to see if he can make the magic work again against Tectal is son. But we gotta play everybody's favorite game. Yeah. It's the one moment that you can always guarantee every zone breaker. There's a couple things you can guarantee every zone breaker Saturday, man. You can guarantee the sun's gonna come up. You can guarantee that a bracket's gonna happen. And you can guarantee at some point in time you're gonna have to look for Tectal. You have to look too hard for him though. So I can't really fault him too much for this one. Vegeta again.
Mm-hmm. Opting for Jita instead of Percival too. Very interesting pick.
I guess he's feeling warmed up on Vegeta after his last match. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No
You'll get him one day, man.
Nah. Anyways. Getting into this match right here. Last one up to a decent start too. Getting some space between them, but be careful.
Yeah, that's something you got to be real careful of. Coming out of his last match where he was able to just move and attack as he pleases, he's got to be really mindful of the fact that Tectal does have strong anti-airs. And even if he doesn't get the big confirms from the 2C, he'll easily have a reaction for a DP as long as he's in the right spacing. So Glassword is going to have to be a little more accurate with how he goes about offense. A little more tactful. EX Vorpal delayed 2B. It was a rebeat into it from the counter hit. Say a rebeat to be fancy, you just linked into it again. And to go fishing and find a big catch like that. Now that's something that Glassword might be able to get a lot of mileage of out of neutral, is taking assaults at Tectal. But I see that Tectal is constantly trying to back up out of the range, so he didn't even have to worry about that. Pretty wise. A little bit of a drop. Doesn't get the full cycle that he was looking for as much as he wanted, but still in an okay position.
It
was a beefy one.
For sure.
And Tectal's been so good at navigating the arrows in the corner. Like, he's blocked a couple of them, but he's already had 4 or 5 good times where he's jumped over an arrow and been able to get in Glassword's face while he's in recovery. That one not so good with the super jump, but the idea is still there.
Ooh, can he get the counter hit, unfortunately, but gets the round.
Battle 3.
Good way to close out the second round for Glassword. Not so much with the drop, but just being able to collect himself and play more of a standard game, if you will, just to match the pacing of Tekla. Because you see, he went from in the beginning of like trying to jump around and like quote unquote testing the waters to see how much you can get away with. It's like grounded in Tekla's face. Now, it's not currently working out in his favor for him, especially since the safe jump is coming afterwards, but it will lead to a lot of prosperity down the road if he can just get Tekla out of his face. She does. That's a little combo as well. With the reset with the EX butterflies. Doesn't get the hit that he wants, but just a little bit of chip. Finds the assault B.
Gonna do some decent damage for Last Sword. Gonna get a knockdown.
What does he do?
Will take it.
See, that was the thing I was kind of concerned of. Gets a block on the UO, gets back with the 5B.
Gives him with the 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
Last Sword taking game number 1.
And I was kind of scared when he threw the butterfly, because he threw the butterfly and he wanted to step in. That's why he got hit with the EX fireball and got knocked to his back. But that seemed to wake him up for a second and made him realize that he can just sit back and let Tekla come to him. Allowed him to close out the first game. EX arrows, making sure to keep Tekla from running a little too wild. Still not deterring Tekla, going to the high side to get through the armory. Eventually gets another hit, a big hit in the corner, so he's going to go through all the cooldowns. Safe jump. No! Why go?
Super, and that will kill.
I mean, I can technically still say this leads to a safe jump because it's not like Last Sword can do anything off his back. Not when he can't get up. I wonder what Glass Sword was thinking about. Because, I mean, it looked kind of awkward that he was stepping into Tekla's face, but he got counter hit, so he tried to do something. Clearly it was late, but for what? Finds another EX arrow, high arrow. And that's something to be, to take note of, is the fact that Glass Sword is constantly looking for EX high arrows, and he's finding the mark on him. So he's specifically catching Tekla running in at him. Nice little deep jump, and can't really do anything but just waste and let Tekla fall back to the corner in the space before he goes on the assault. And still, he's got to be really careful in the spaces that he looks for the assault edge, because again, Tekla's trying to back away from it. So I get the impression that at some point in time, Tekla's going to pull the rug out from under him and just let an H rip on whiff. And he's out. But now, it couldn't go too far. And that was after playing pretty well in the corner too. He started to wait for Tekla, and he waited for the jump. Was able to catch Tekla jumping, like looking for an arrow, put an arrow on him, and then got out of the corner. But he couldn't get far enough away, which is why he got pulled out of the sky. That leaves us at one apiece if we are here in game 3. And Glass Sword's still not going to let Tekla run him for free, though. Gonna let him jump for free, though. Still catches him on the backside. But had to let him out of the corner for it. The confidence is coming back, though. You see it every time he goes for the slide. He takes some pretty brazen slides. Ready for it.
Slightly missed spacing.
It was partially spacing, but also partially the awareness of Tekla to, like, instead of blocking it, to step under it and get the punish. Because that was a clean punish for it. So that was a cooperation, a joint effort, if you will. And speaking of joint efforts, you can tell that Tekla is paying a lot. Ooh, no, this is EX, he's fine. I wanted to say you can tell that Tekla's paying a lot of attention to how Glass Sword operates. Because Glass Sword up back to the corner, and against any other character or any other person, Tekla would have been green. Hold on, nah, that's done. Technically would have been greenlit to let a 2C rip, but he's seen Glass Sword like constantly do arrows in the air and assault out of the corner, so he let him come back down. Which, I mean, he let him come back down for free, but he also didn't leave himself high and dry.
Right.
Nice step from Glass Sword to get out of the corner. Gets his throw. And the low. I don't think he's gone to the low yet, but as many times as he's gone high, you knew it was coming sooner or later. So this is going to be a full confirm out of Tectal. If you jump low, and it's the block that Glass Sword needed, because that would have been the round. Both of them armed with their Skybound. Super Skybounds now. Ooh, but he didn't get the full confirm. He thought it was closer. I believe he thought he was closer. I don't know about the DP, but Glass Sword has not been consistent with punishing DPs today, and so another one gets away from him. Just stepping up, taking up a couple of 2As. Tectal with another subtle win in Game 3, up 2-1, trying to see if he can make it up to losers finals. Now seeing a lack of roadblocks in his way as he's just confidently running in the Glass Sword's face, no arrows to stop him or nothing. And now Glass Sword is awake. Throwing a couple of hazards out there. Stepping a little too far, though. Not the worst. Ooh. Because he was looking for Tectal to run in really deep, he was late on throwing the arrow. Tectal are in the air, gets a full confirm, cycles all the cooldowns into the knockdown. 2A confirm into the Skybound, and that's going to put him on match point.
Pretty convincing showing from Tectal this last two games, for sure. But definitely, last one he needs to find a way to establish his pressure and game plan back. If he can be able to find like a chance to be able to do so. Tectal is kind of not giving him much breathing room.
Yeah, just some of the things that he had lining up for him earlier, not really panning out for him. That arrow being a pretty good indicator, and that's the first time that Tectal's been able to find a big 2C. And it's just rock Glass Sword, put him in the corner. Could begin to spell the beginning of the end. Jump in with the JU. Gonna go through all the cooldowns, and he's gonna confirm in the super. Yes, sir.
And this should be around. And again. And it is, and Tectal does take the set. 3 over Glass Sword. This man on B said, "Alright, Texas, you're up."
I mean, that's what's happening in the top side. Yeah, right. Over there with Grand, gonna see if he can derail the train known as Jan. And I'm pretty sure that's the only way Reich is going to be able to come out of this, is literally derailing Jan. Because there's going to be no containing that Ladiva. You're going to want to. And then you're going to find yourself like tripping over some low boots. So, some point in time, Reich is going to have to show how well his defense is to get out of this.
And now we're waiting on Jan. Speak of the devil, there he is.
Where's Jan? The spin-off of the popular series Where's Tectal? It's one of those seasonal shows that shows up only in the summer.
Fastiva versus Gran.
That one series that everybody fiends for, but they have to wait for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're about to see what happens. We're going to see how well Reich knows this matchup. In addition to how Reich is going to be handling the pressure that Ladiva can apply. Already showing knowledge by just trying to duck in neutral when he gets a chance to be careful about the lariat.
Right. Being real mindful of the lariat range too. Not letting Jan walk in for free at that point, especially since Jan was showing that he wanted to walk in.
That was a really good sweep punish there by Reich. And he's getting a lot off of it right now too. Oh, and now it begins.
Yeah.
Oh, good block on the cross up.
But that's to be expected at that point. The thing is still just having to take, because Jan's just clearly going to look for the cross up just to get the side swap at that point. Still pretty close to the corner. And neither one of them really want to throw anything out. And because of that, it's the okay signal to step up and take a command throw from Jan. Empty jump low, gets blocked and deflected away. And I bet you if Reich could have that one back, he would have went to the super at that point. But still gets a U for the whiff punish.
And uses the 2M to be able to counter hit that big boot. And Reich takes the first round.
It's a pretty good round, too. Because it's not like Reich got put on his back for, like, anything blatant, right? Like, no just, like, errant 2Us or anything like that. It were really specific things that will not happen consistently. Stuff like that. So it's stuff that Reich can mitigate just by the way he plays, but you got to be able to get away from Jan at this point. Jan looks like he's not going to let him go. Jumps into the corner. Don't know if that's really what he wanted, but gets to get the punish on a missed base boot. It's a knockdown with the sweep. Goes to the cross up again. He pressure on after the EX headbutt.
That's unfortunate. That's dead.
Yeah. And it was a scenario where Reich was just so sure that Jan was going to run in. And maybe he was just looking to snipe the run in to begin with, because Jan did take like 2 or 3 good steps before he went up to the air. But by committing to the sweep, that was all the time that Jan needed to get down and get the super sabah, get the 3 count. So here we are in round 3. Reich's being heavy on the fireballs. 1, because that's a quote-unquote longest range normal he has. The footsie hotto, if you will. But also to build the meter just to get ahead in the arms race. But now he's going to find himself falling behind as he gets dunked to the deck. Oh, but a brave sweep gets him out. And now we're getting into the crunch time. Both of them have the supers.
Good anti-air, but not really getting anything off of it.
It's a little bit of pressure. It was scary to be in Jan's face, though. Especially since this was coming after the fact. Reset, but he's ready for it.
Whipped the grab in his face and didn't get punished, but got punished after the fact.
Empty jump, and it's another empty jump 2A. And it's the kind of thing where when you see somebody doing that, they're looking for delayed buttons or delayed movement.
And Jan takes game number 2.
2? Hello?
Was that not?
That was 1.
I thought that was game 2.
Not unless our scores are wrong. I'm pretty sure that was 1.
Eesh.
The first round felt so long.
Yeah, no, okay. No, that was just game 1. All right. Sheesh. That felt like forever.
That's what happens when you play patient. And even though it didn't pan out for Reich, like Reich just showing that he has all the answers that he needs to stop Jan.
You can win sweep after that?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's some good
Good
character.
DP.
Punish on the lariat too. Solid punish. Confirmed down to the Tempest blade. Not enough to take the round, but leaves Reich in a really good position. Boldly standing in Jan's face, knowing that a super can come out afterwards, but able to eventually slash away at the boots with the 2B and get on the board.
Once again, Rice taking the first round, but now this round number 2 not looking too good. Drops the counter hit confirmed though.
It was kind of wild because that wasn't the punish. That was literally just letting Rice hit the ground and lighting him up with a lariat. But yeah.
And now he's in the blender. Good DP out. Just runs forward. Both of them running at each other. And Jan hitting him with a super, I'm sorry, with the Skybound art. And closing out that, round 2 there. Almost said game again. I am. Just waiting for the other to make a mistake here in neutral. Right, trying to keep up the pressure.
Right. But Jan's also getting a couple of just blocks in there, a decent amount of just blocks just to keep up in the meter war. Jan getting a big 2C.
Unfortunately, not being able to keep the corner there without wall bounce.
I would be perfectly cool with that playing mid-screen, not getting locked in a corner against Ladiva. Honestly. 2C again.
The 2U and a super might have killed, but Reich still converting off of that, getting the EX boot, and then forcing Jan to jump.
Right.
Really good stuff from Reich, taking game number 2.
Believe in victory.
For real this time.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright. There you go. Game 3. Now Jan's spacing a little closer, just challenging what defenses that Reich is putting up and finding himself in positions to let 2U's rip, or 2B's rip. 5Bs as well to catch DPs. This is looking really good. One more guess could take it. Right, denying it for now. Stuffing again, getting a counter hit. Only wants to space, but is not going to find a third chance. 3 strikes, yeah.
Gets the big boot to the face in there again.
So a little comfortable stepping up and trying to put a button on Jan's wake up. Jan, nah. Some people will call it wild to some degree that Jan will look for a super in that scenario, even though that's Ladiva's only way off of her back. But Jan had so much life to play with that way. Like, why not?
It's just a grapple life, man.
Either way, grapple life is looking kind of rough for Jan this round.
And
with all
Reich
the
takes a very quick round.
Yeah. So what do we get for talking? Gotta keep up with the action. Round 3. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Jan is taking more upfront approaches to the beginnings of round, like stepping up and taking 5Bs, just, really daring Reich to press a button and challenge him out the gate. Reich's getting a huge confirm, slammed against the wall, doesn't get the depth that he needs for the 5U, but still half bar done already. Oof.
Another great anti-air from Reich.
What an answer!
Oh, misses the sweep, unfortunately.
Still ready for it. It's not the worst. Steps away from the command throw afterwards. Doesn't get the full confirm, but another 2C.
Another 2C anti-air coming out from Reich, closing out game number 3.
And while I'm finding myself saying, like, another anti-air from Reich, and I want to kind of say that's starting to sound like signs of desperation from Jan, that's, again, just part of Granblue life. Because it's not like these are all just wild jumps, I believe. I really get the impression that Jan is trying to give the illusion of running in to coach Rice into looking for the 2Us and the 5Hs. And that's just the guesses that Ladiva has to play at some point. And the role that is just not working out in Jan's favor.
Yeah.
Trying to slow play it this time.
Oh, tries to catch him with JL, but getting caught with all of this.
Yeah. Anti-jump delayed buttons again. Delayed button. Yeah. And for all the times that I was saying that the delayed buttons were looking for like jump outs, that one kind of counter hit that time. So kind of a sharp response. That wasn't a DP if you think about it. Front side splash. That's how.
Knockdown.
Still can't keep the pressure on that Jan wants, but still has a half bar lead to work with. Certainly dominance with a big old 5C boot to the dome piece. Gonna see 2 of them going to the chin.
Jan coming through, tying it up 2-2. Going into game number 5 right here. In winners finals of Granblue. Who will make it to grand finals winner's side? We're about to find out. And who will go to losers and fight Tecmo? That's also something we'll find out.
Find out in
Maybe
the
we
next.
should summon Tecmo to the room.
Go ahead and get that head start. I ain't worried about him right now. This is the shootout in the OK Corral.
I'm just making sure we're not waiting on.
Tip throw from Jan. Looking to see if Bryce was gonna hang himself with the DP. Nothing doing, so just pressing for it a little bit. Still can't really get anything with Jan falling back. Didn't have an answer to the jump in. And that's starting to look like the. Ooh!
Is that it?
No, but it's gonna mean so much taking the whiff punish away from Reich. Now things are looking kind of scary. But with that being said, Jan gave away a couple of huge resources with that. One, a way off of his back, and two, a threat for getting a knockdown. So the ball's really in Reich's court to grind this one back. He just has to not drop it. The other thing to keep in mind is he does have to go for it since he is still losing at this point. Ooh, and that was a mistake that Jan was waiting for.
Trying to just give Reich that like sense of security to be able to do something like that, but Reich taking a pretty much unnecessary risk being at that low health, but if he had hit it, it definitely would have worked out, but unfortunately it didn't. But Jan here on game round right now. Game point. Set point.
That's point.
Match
All the points.
But Reich trying to make quick work of it, trying to get on the board, tie it up, but here's where the beginning of the end starts for Jan.
That was a late splash to get the command throw as well. Has the super on deck, so this is a really serious situation that Jan's been able to convert from so many times. Catches, I believe, a button out of Reich, throws him in the corner. It's not going to be enough to take the round, but still leaving Reich in kind of a dangerous situation, especially when you just instill the fear to take a tick throw, EX command throw, taking a double splash. That's not enough.
Whiffing a 5H in the face of Jan, and Jan punishing it. Jan taking that set in a very close 3-2.
The timing on that was so specific because Jan sat and waited, was in range while he was waiting, and then stepped back long before Reich can throw the H just to make sure to get clear of like proxy range, like a proxy block range, and was able to step up and put the 2B behind it and step up to grand final. Jeez.
And now here we do have the run back from winners. Reich being the one to send Tecmo to losers.
Gita versus Gran.
No, I blink. We're already in losers finals. What?
Yes.
See what happens when you call Tecmo 10 minutes ahead of time? That's what you got to do. You got to understand. Even though he lives in the East Coast, he actually operates under TST, Tournament Standard Time. So if you need to show him, if you need him to show up to a match, you got to make sure to call 15 minutes ahead of time, and he'll be there right on time.
He told me he was already in the room waiting.
No, don't give him that. Don't give him no credit.
I'm just relaying the information.
All right. Well, sources are telling me that Tecmo's been paying attention and has all the right answers so far at the beginning of round one.
Immediately going for the Gita pick too this set.
All right. Won't be surprised if he goes to Percival at some point in time, because it's not like his Percival was a complete failure. It's just he has a more, I want to say, a slightly more mobile character in the Gita. That the trade-off is not having as much range. Has a faster DP as well.
Well, she does that range Grand though, so.
Right? But I'm talking,
talking.
but that's not Percival range.
Correct.
That's what I'm getting at.
Correct. That is in fact not perfect.
Getting the H denied by a fireball. Ooh, and yeah, Reich knew that wasn't really the best boot to take. We were trying to see if Tecmo was going to challenge it. Didn't really find anything just yet, but still able to get a little bit of an answer back. Boot again, catching Tecmo running a little errantly in his face, trying to run back to center screen. In the throw. Didn't have the range for that. Right finds the 5-8. Tecto getting in there and getting the counter hit 2Ds. Both of them. Ooh. We back? I'm hearing all that noise. I ain't worried about that anymore. I'm hearing craziness all in my ear. There's been so many hits that Righteous had and just hasn't confirmed down to a super. Eventually gets the chip. Guess he's gonna hold on to a super for round 3. Oh wait, that's not how that pans out.
Yeah, that's not how this game works. You don't carry that over.
Right, I know. I'm just making jokes.
Oh.
Read the room, man.
Good like conversion from Tecto from the 2M.
That's what happens when you read the room, man. Knew the DP was coming.
Freshening the cooldown though, gonna get some good pressure here. Actually catches him jumping and tries to pick up off of it. Gets the big 2H that will be the game. Tecto taking game number 1. I'm just catching myself before I say it wrong this time.
Don't worry about it so much. Like, it's nice to have all the game sets and matches lined up, but most people don't do that in the FGC anyways. They really don't. Let's call it whatever and call it a day. Stepping all the way back. It's tactical.
Trying to get out of that boot range.
Yeah. Well, it is a combination of that. And I saw the idea he had of like letting Wright throw the fireball and then throwing the EX behind it to try to step up, but didn't really get anything from it. Still eventually able to convert down to EX Vorpal. Empty jump low is blocked though. Just trying to see how much wiggle room Wright is willing to allow him to have before he needs to do anything about it.
Oh? Good conversion, going for the easy one too.
I feel like that's remnants of their last set. Because you have to remember that you have to understand, like, the baseline is if Tecto's in mid-range, like round start range or so, Wright is very liable to throw boot, case in point. Because of that, Tecto is very prone to neutral jump looking for the boot, right? Wright's answer looking for that neutral jump eventually turned into jumping at him with J8, and that last round got closed out by air block into a punch. Well, it's like the adaptation between the two.
He just run-ups and grabs him.
You're like, ooh, that's the worst mistake you can make. Don't know if that was exactly what he was looking for, but either way, Wright was ready for it. Close it out.
Really good stuff on him. Waiting for that DP, just fortunately being able to punish that in time too.
Has the range for the boot. It was a very strong range for it too. Got a lot of chips. Just to confirm this? Oh yeah. And by taking the knockdown on the corner, Wright is in a really good position because anytime he finds a solid hit, he's going to be able to close it out with his Sabah. But that wasn't the counter hit overhead. Going to the top side with the safe cut this time. Tecto has a lot of work to make up if he wants to get out of this. Gets the backside of the 2C. This is a good start. You're going to need something else in the corner.
Immediately goes for the Super Skybound art though. He's going to do a lot of damage.
He's going to get the lead. That's another important thing. So he doesn't have to go in, but he's still stepping up the challenge, right? Doesn't want to let him out of the corner for free.
Oh, that was a scary jump with how accurate Righteous 2H has been. Just runs up DPs to get the chip out.
Those are a couple of guesses that really panned out in Tecto's favor. Like, the jump was scary. Like, in a vacuum, knowing that Wright has been the most successful with any airs, it seems scary for him to take, which it is. But you also have to remember that Wright has been the one that's been getting hit for, like, looking at people dashing at him, right? Like, looking for 2Ds. And that's what Tecto was banking on going in. And that's eventually what led to him winning that game. Also getting some solid punishes on DPs, question mark. It was a solid start. Not the finish that he wanted. Right, shoving him to the deck again. Kicking him in the chest with another boot before getting put on his back. Second UO, still not a counter hit, so it's not the worst thing that could happen. Gotta be careful going up there. Those are the anti-airs that Tech was looking for, but he wasn't ready for either one of the jumps. Can't get in time to get the confirm from the fireball, but steps up. Easily closing it out. That's going to be Tectal. One step away from getting to Grand Finals. Looking like Vegeta was the answer that he needed against Rage. Oh, crushed it. I think he crushed it. Might have just been a whiff punch. It's pretty good outright. Has the timing for it. Over the fireball. Looking for the DP, nothing doing. And in fact, lets Tectal out of the corner. But still able to reposition himself. As they play leapfrog over each other. I'm surprised Rice didn't let a DP rip. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that like a DP anti-air is just not in Rice's arsenal. And that's the first time he finally got caught reaching. Big counter hit on the UO. Not going to be enough to take the round, but we've seen this situation before. Tectal again still has to work his way in, but has Rice back to the wall. Block with the blade, and he caught him in the air.
Catches the jump out with the EXDP. And Tectal taking that 3-0 over Reich, getting his run back.
Vegeta was the answer.
Yeah. We definitely now are going to be getting the grand finals between Tectal, Eastside, and Jan.
Do you believe in deja vu? Because that's what you're looking at right here. Maybe not in the exact same sense, but
no, but yeah, no, this is paying homage to the last event that we did have when this was in BB Tag though.
Yeah. Jan was sitting comfy in grand finals on the winner's side. Only going to need to take 3 games away from Tectal to be the ZoneBreakers 9 champion. But Tectal, again, having to take Jan not 3, but 6 games. Try to get the crown again. Opting for Vegeta to start things out. And I can see this being very reasonable. Doesn't need like any kind of downtime to get access to the full arsenal. Also has a faster DP to work with in a pinch. Slightly more mobile character, if you will. But again, is opting to give up the range for it. I think the trade-off will probably pan out between the two, but we shall see. Because range and resources and like all of that doesn't matter when you're guessing off your back. Like, all characters look the same when you're guessing off your back. Every character in fighting game, well, 99.8%, because I can think of a character that actually doesn't care, but we ain't worried about that. Grand finals, here we go. Just a quiet start, just to see the order of operations between the two. You can already feel the heat of the lariat that got stuffed. And Jan hasn't really done much to get Tectal in the corner, but the neutral jump. It was a big neutral jump and one that allowed Tectal to get out, but Tectal staying a little too close, got caught with a command throw, splash, ticked into a second command throw, so Jan is already sitting on a super. Gonna let it rip. Don't know if that's really gonna close the round out. It's not, but that's gonna leave him in such a good position. Steps up and takes yet another dunk.
Scoops. Jan being very aggressive right out the gate versus Tectal in this game. Going for a round start lariat, trying to call him out.
Just pressing through the string. Tectal Pouring on the steam a little bit. And he has to be real mindful where he ends the Vorpal Blade strings. Doesn't want to be too close. Doesn't want to leave himself in a reverse 50-50, defensive 50-50 from Jan. Or trying to run away from a command throw or not. But this is where it gets scary because even though Tech threw a couple of fireballs, they were super block or just blocked, so that leaves Jan with super again, and Jan's been pretty consistent with hitting the supers. Case in point.
As you were saying.
And it's enough to take the lead, but Jan's not going to go too far away from Tech. Finds the long range of the command throw.
And gets another one to boot. And Jan making quick work of that first game.
Yeah. Second one is what you expect out of from just any character with a command throw, just a literal 50-50. But the first one, the spacing, that's what you find from a true grappling character.
For sure. It looks like we might be seeing the switch to Percival, I'm guessing. Maybe Catalina. We will see. Not quite sure who wants to opt for here. Maybe just wants more range to keep him out, so maybe he's opting for Percival.
I don't.
Yep.
With the way the first round went, I don't think that matters too much. Like, there's going to be a little bit of incentive for Jan to be more foregoing to not allow Tectal to build things up. But the first round was won purely off of patience. And that's patience with allowing Tectal to play the way he wants. Now,
Correct.
Tectal has to be mindful of that and not be so willing to just walk into the corner, which is easier said than done. And that's not even my joking easier said than done. It's literally easier said than done, knowing that getting put on your back could be the end of the round. But it's the kind of thing that you have to do against a grappler of this caliber. Because, like, this is a grappler that, like, gets a knockdown, right? And has so many ways to just loop the pressure. Like, just loop into the same scenario. So, literally, any hit that puts you on your back could be the end. And you don't want to give him the opportunity.
I will say that I definitely think Percival's Fireball is going to give Ladiva a bit more trouble than Jita's Fireball was giving her.
Okay, well, guess what? Fireballs don't matter in this scenario.
Yep. She's already in.
Yeah.
Now the Vortex begins.
The command throw, is that enough for the super? It is, so, like, anything can close at this point. Gets out of the corner, but still going to be hard.
Oh, yeah. I thought...
I was with you. I was
about to punish.
I was with you.
But anyways, Jan picking up that slick to you, getting the super jump splash there. Good counter hit from Percival. Man grab of his own.
Alright. And it was nice that Tectal was able to slide out of the corner and get all this started. So has all the room to back up if he wants to, but it looks like he's not going anywhere just yet. Still has a couple of charges to work with. Reset in the air, getting some plus frames as well. But the lone 2A that Jan has used as a stalwart defense so many times, coming to aid again. Woo!
Was that a reset? That was a reset! And that's game number 2 going to Jan. Jan's like, hold up, I want to play some BB tag. Let's get through this real quick.
I really don't like this. The way that last round started is why I don't like this. Like, watch how Jan starts. Jan's just going to walk at Tectal. And Tectal's got to make one or two choices. Like, do you not want your charges? Or do you want to, like, try to engage Ladiva without everything that you want? You're making damned if you do, damned if you don't choices out the gate.
Right.
Battle 1. Engage.
All right, that wasn't exactly the walk I was talking about, but all right, we're getting there.
Oh, the patience from Jan.
Yeah, that's just been the name of the game. Like, it is not like Ladiva literally stomps people in neutral. Like, that's not what the character does. But you get so much for just, like, watching people panic is trying to watch this behemoth march in. And she is a menace. Do not get it twisted.
Very good jump over.
Oh, yeah.
And getting everything he needs right now.
Still leaving enough of a gap for Tecto to walk out.
He's just letting Ladiva walk forward.
He
Does have stacks on deck though. Good
right?
block.
But
Catch Jan mashing. Tecto will be taking the first round.
Player one.
it says so much. It's not like Tecto was wrong sitting on the lead. But at some point in time, you still have to step to Ladiva at some point. Even if you have the projectile. But as slow as Percival's are, you really want to throw it. You've got to be so sure. Because you can't even afford to as much as let Ladiva make contact with you, let alone a clean hit.
Oh, good guard crush, but doesn't really get anything off of it.
Stuck the in here as well on the way in, but still, the lariat got shoved down by the beat, and there's a sweep.
Catching Tecto trying to mash the button there, probably looking for the command grab, but now it begins. Misses the command grab there.
More importantly, jumped in the corner for that, or rather, Tecto slid out of the corner. I don't know the exact mechanics behind that, but Tecto's in a good position right now. Both of them have super, so they have to be careful. Tecto with the fadeaway J8. Stepping in, bravely stepping in with the command throw. Command dash. The thingy. We're about to see a command throw.
Is that it?
Yeah!
That's the round.
Yeah!
Great conversion from Jan there.
Yeah! Pretty good.
Player two. Win.
As much as I was talking about the throw itself, that's how you play around the fear of the throw. Stepping in. Wasn't really ready for that to be a reset scenario, so that gives Jan the green light. Get a couple of hits, step in, take a command throw. Not leaving the ground this time. Look, probably presenting another tick throw. And there it is. And this is the one that's going to lead to another full Sabah meter. In a conversion from the up back.
Finish.
And Jan, I looked away for like 2 seconds. Jan takes the set 3-0. It is your winner for ZB Online, number 9, Granblue Fantasy Versus. How much did we have? We had $30 for Granblue, so it's going to be... Should be top. I think it's... See, $30 for 6 players. Anyways, I'll figure that out behind the scenes. But we will be taking a quick break, probably like a minute or two while we set up BB Tag, and we will be right back with y'all. So don't go away. BB Tag is about to start up right after this.